I'm Vilhjálmur Hallgrímsson, the CEO and founder of Fisheries Technologies. Welcome to this presentation, where I will share my extensive knowledge and experience in data-driven fisheries governance. In our world today, we confront a stark and undeniable reality. It's a reality where two formidable forces, fishing pressure and climate change, converge to threaten the very essence of our way of life. We find ourselves at pivotal crossroads, and there is an ever-growing consensus among those who truly comprehend the intricacies of our oceans. It's a consensus that leads us to one undeniable path forward, one guided by the principles of sustainable fisheries. Fisheries are a bustling hub of activities, with thousands of vessels bringing in daily catches, igniting thousands of activities occurring throughout the entire fisheries value chain. So how do we bridge the gap between the frontline of fishing activities and the comprehensive overview equipped with all the statistical and management tools necessary for effective fisheries governance? How is it possible to obtain a holistic view of this complex sector? Iceland, my homeland, is celebrated as a shining example of fisheries management excellence. It is a country renowned for its holistic and forward-thinking approach to fisheries management. It is rooted in data-driven principles that encompass all pertinent sectors and have consistently provided sustainability to our nation's fisheries. Today, Iceland serves as a model for how a country can responsibly steward its marine resources. Through Fisheries Technologies, our mission is to extend the rich tapestry of Icelandic experience to the rest of the world. We are driven by a deep commitment to ensuring that the lessons learned and effective approaches refined in Iceland can serve as a guiding light for nations grappling with similar challenges. Our mission is nothing short of fostering a global community dedicated to the sustainable management of our precious oceans. Today, we will explore the pivotal role of data in achieving effective and sustainable fisheries management goals, the challenges faced in data management for fisheries governance, the essential components. We will also explore our options and the tools required to achieve our management objectives. So, get ready to dive into the world of fisheries governance and the power of data management.
The world we inhabit is becoming progressively more reliant on data. Data aids us in comprehending our environment, and its volume is expanding at exponential rates. Organizations all over the world are challenged with increasingly complex and competitive business environments. As a result, comprehending one's business and the surrounding business climate through data has become critical for anyone looking to optimize business outcomes. Accurate and timely information has become a crucial success factor in most sectors, allowing managers to make informed decisions and act quickly to keep their businesses running. This holds true for fisheries governance and the industry as well. Utilizing living natural organisms, including fish, wildlife, and plants, for economic or other human purposes can yield significant advantages, such as food, fiber, and other valuable resources. However, this exploitation of natural resources can also adversely affect the environment and the sustainability of these resources. Overexploitation, which involves using natural resources beyond their ability to regenerate sustainably, can result in reduced population sizes, habitat destruction, and even the extinction of certain species. The fluctuations in fishing stocks can have far-reaching economic, social, and ecological consequences. The profitability of the fishing industry, the availability of seafood for consumption, and the well-being of marine ecosystems can all be impacted by changes in fish populations. The primary goal of fisheries management is to achieve the sustainable utilization of fishery resources while maximizing the long-term benefits they offer. Evaluating these benefits involves considering various perspectives, including economic, ecological, and socio-economic factors. However, all of these viewpoints fundamentally rely on preserving robust fish populations that can provide advantages to present and future generations alike. In general, the core principles of fisheries management remain consistent across all fisheries, irrespective of their geographical location. For example, the fundamental data requirements for Iceland's fisheries are similar to those of a small island development state, even though they operate at different levels of management.
While it may seem like a simple task, the challenge endures for many fishing nations and regional fisheries worldwide when it comes to gathering statistics and gaining a comprehensive insight into their fisheries. Let's further explore the available options, instruments, and management tools at the disposal of fisheries authorities.
The fisheries sector is a bustling hub of fisheries-related activities where thousands of vessels may be bringing in catches of the day, igniting countless fisheries-related activities and processes throughout the entire value chain. To effectively oversee any business, the management units need to understand the business and its dynamics fully. Managing the business of living natural resources, like fisheries, that are in constant flux, is a great challenge for any governing body. Nowadays, data touches almost every part of the fisheries sector. Compelling evidence highlights a strong correlation between proficient data management and sustainable fisheries. Countries that excel in data management have the capabilities to make informed decisions, develop effective strategies, and implement sustainable practices for their fisheries. To attain satisfactory outcomes in fisheries management, fisheries must be founded upon instruments with critical elements such as leadership, infrastructure, knowledge, innovation, and adequate funding in place. This phenomenon can be elucidated through a straightforward equation known as the Tree-Cassie algorithm: success equal leadership plus infrastructure plus knowledge plus innovation. Managing fisheries at national or regional levels can be a challenging task, particularly in the absence of reliable data. Indeed, the knowledge part of the equation. To acquire the essential knowledge for effective fisheries management, it is imperative to establish well-structured data collection and statistical programs. These programs should integrate clearly defined key performance indicators, allowing for evaluating the fisheries' performance. Such an approach enables regulatory systems to attain their management objectives. Indeed, a combination of the leadership and infrastructure parts of the equation. Our extensive experience has clearly shown that incorporating data-driven approaches is one of the most effective methods for managing fisheries. Embracing these strategies presents a valuable opportunity to enhance fish populations, reform fisheries, and protect our ecosystems, maximizing the benefits obtained from fisheries. These collaborative efforts can yield numerous positive results, including improved stock assessments, promoting sustainable fishing practices, increased access to lucrative fish markets, a boost in GDP, enhanced food security, and the overall well-being of coastal communities. Through continuous monitoring and data collection, fisheries management can remain adaptable to changes in fish populations, environmental conditions, and fishing activities. This approach facilitates the achievement of sustainable and well-informed management outcomes. Managing data for a single state's fisheries can be challenging enough, but when dealing with migratory species that affect multiple states, regional management becomes even more complex. To establish effective regional fisheries management, each member state must be capable of producing reliable, compatible, and timely data on its own. This includes demonstrating and performing data management and presenting catch reports to the central regional body when required. At the very least, we must consistently gather and maintain statistical data related to all activities in the field of fisheries without any interruptions. To make this possible, it is essential to implement appropriate management tools, much like those successfully used by proficient managers in other industries.
Now, let's consider how regulatory authorities can effectively attain a comprehensive and resilient understanding to oversee the sector on national or regional levels. The answer, as witnessed in Iceland, is data-driven fisheries management. Let's explore the power of data-driven fisheries governance.
Iceland's experience is a compelling example of how effective data management can revolutionize fisheries practices and contribute to their long-term sustainability and overall success. The availability of the data has empowered Icelanders with real-time monitoring, control, and surveillance capabilities and has enabled them to respond promptly to any situation. In the modern era, monitoring, control, and surveillance practices in fisheries heavily depend on data analysis, which facilitates the identification of trends and outliers. This data-driven approach provides valuable insights into the areas where control measures must be implemented. A visit to the Department of Fisheries or the Marine Research Institute in Iceland would uncover a notable trend. Many staff members dedicate their time to gathering and scrutinizing data from their workstations. This is owing to the fact that data has become the foundation for managing and overseeing Icelandic fisheries, highlighting the fact that sustainable fisheries and sustainable data management are intertwined and crucial factors for success. Without reliable data, managing fisheries becomes a challenging task, leading to the conclusion that data must be the cornerstone of fisheries governance. Data-driven fisheries management is fueled by harnessing vast volumes of fisheries data at the national or regional scale. At a minimum, the fishery needs to gather data to generate basic statistics, which form the foundation for all fisheries management. This is mostly evidence-based data, obtained from fish landings, and is usually carried out, and is the responsibility of the fisheries authorities. At a minimum, it is essential to include what I refer to as the 5W. 1. What species are being harvested? 2. Where the fishing is taking place. 3. Where the harvest is being offloaded. 4. Who is the owner of the catch. 5. When the fishing took place. This data is then strategically leveraged to produce comprehensive overviews and valuable insights. So, what constitutes this data? Its origins, the creators behind it. How can you harness it to propel your data-driven fisheries management forward? And, importantly, what data do you need right now? What data you need right now hinges on the type of statistics you seek and the level of management desired. The diagram in the blue section on the left illustrates the common data sources used in fisheries, including biological data, catch data, and economic data. In the white section, in the middle, we see the processes involved in data management, storage, security, and processing. In the orange section to the right, we see the output generated, including statistics, reports, and management tools, which depend on the data sources and data management in place. Moreover, to obtain a comprehensive understanding of the economic aspects, it is essential to gather data encompassing both revenues and operational costs. This may help to reveal the overall performance of the fisheries as a business. To delve into even more sophisticated fisheries analysis, it might be necessary to incorporate supplementary data from marine research and monitoring, control, and surveillance data sources. Overall, the data collected through the 5Ws can inform a range of management tools, including catch quotas, fishing licenses, and incentives for sustainable practices. By continually collecting and analyzing this data, fisheries can ensure the long-term sustainability of the resources they depend on.
Iceland, like many other nations, confronted similar challenges in the past. However, Icelanders have made remarkable advancements and instituted substantial reforms within their fisheries sector. The availability of timely and reliable data has emerged as a critical factor in Iceland's success. Data serves as the bedrock of Icelandic fisheries, playing a vital role in every facet of their operations. So, what does data-driven fisheries management look like in practice? Let's take a closer look.
Profitable industries worldwide recognize the benefits of purposeful investments in data management to improve their competitiveness and return on investment. This is why Icelandic fisheries have invested significantly in data management over the years to sustain their high profitability. For this, fisheries require the use of enterprise resource planning systems, a crucial and holistic software solution commonly used in global businesses. Effective implementation encompasses the fisheries sector's entire value chain, optimizing operations across components and automating business processes. Many fisheries management organizations worldwide employ non-ERP approaches, like spreadsheets, for their fisheries, hoping for ERP-like results. As a result, many important aspects of fisheries management are overlooked, leaving the overall picture incomplete and contributing to the low management capacity observed in many fisheries. The question arises about the traditional approach of fisheries management to enterprise systems, which has traditionally been achieved through custom development, which involves absorbing the total cost of ownership.
In Iceland, data has firmly established itself as the cornerstone of fisheries management. Its significance goes far beyond mere statistics, stock assessment, and fisheries advice. The insights derived from this data are indispensable for the daily functioning of fisheries management. To achieve the goal of data-driven fisheries management, utilizing suitable tools designed precisely for this purpose becomes paramount. In the upcoming section, we will explore these tools, explore the available choices, and consider the associated expenses.
It's of paramount importance to differentiate between the primary components that constitute the expenses associated with data management, namely, acquisition costs and operational costs. CAPEX represents the one-time capital expenses required to acquire the asset, while OPEX refers to the ongoing operational expenses incurred in operating and maintaining the same asset over time. I like to use the analogy of an iceberg to explain the components of data management. Above the surface, you have a wealth of secure data that ideally generates all the necessary statistical reports and management tools on time. This section deals with one-time costs that are usually well-known and visible. However, to maintain this level of data management over time, numerous tasks must be performed beneath the surface, and this is where we enter the realm of OPEX or operational expenditure. Let's break down the operational expenditures, OPEX, of data management into its primary components. This approach will give us greater insight into how these costs are generated. This section is under the surface and tends to be less visible and less understood. It includes IT personnel and data specialists' salaries, electricity and cooling costs for running the equipment, software licensing fees, security measures, regular maintenance, and other operational expenses, to name a few. Despite being frequently overlooked and hidden from plain view, these crucial components play a vital role in the seamless functioning of the data management system. Based on empirical evidence, it is evident that when data management tasks hidden under the surface become weak, it can have a ripple effect and derail the entire fisheries management infrastructure, preventing the retrieval of the benefits the fisheries can generate. Historically, it has been typical for governing bodies to run their own IT infrastructure and custom solutions in-house. This often results in the system owner having to shoulder the total cost of ownership alone, with limited or no opportunity for cost sharing. One can reasonably hypothesize that OPEX generally falls within the range of 10 to 25% of the total CAPEX. Striking this balance between CAPEX and OPEX holds significance for seamless operations. This implies that for every $1 million invested in software, there would be an annual operational expense of $100,000 to $250,000.
In the next chapter, we will examine the actual cost associated with data management by looking at few real-world examples.
A relatively simple regional database, designed to retrieve and store data from member states in the South Pacific, incurs annual operational costs of $77,000. The annual expense of storing and processing data for vessel monitoring within the same region amounts to $72,000. From 2002 to 2004, a fisheries economic database project, supported by Iceland and conducted for the Namibian government, incurred capital expenditures totaling $780,000. The projected yearly operating expenses range from $78,000 to $195,000. Implementing a fisheries licensing and registration system in the Caribbean requires a capital investment of $1.2 million. The projected annual operational cost is anticipated to fall within the range of $100,000 and $250,000. The annual operation cost of the Global Record System at the Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations is $3.5 million. In 2019, an Icelandic vessel registration system was developed with a capital cost of $270,000. The annual operating cost is estimated to be in the range of $27,000 to $67,000. In 2021, the operational expense for managing data related to Icelandic fisheries was $1.5 million. Apart from the essentials, purchasing this amount also provides Iceland with a comprehensive, enterprise-level data management system, monitoring, control, and surveillance, along with all the necessary tools to cater to all sectors. Though this might appear to be a significant expenditure, it may not be so in the context that Iceland is handling and safeguarding its $1.2 billion asset. From this, it can be inferred that the average capital expense for each component is nearly $600,000, and for basic operations, a fishery requires a minimum of 4 of these units. The capital expenditure for establishing such a system is approximately $2.3 million, with annual operating expenses totaling around $430,000.
The limited accessibility of enterprise solutions and the substantial costs associated with custom development have posed significant obstacles, hindering numerous states from adopting efficient data management practices and thereby attaining their management objective. While most sectors have already adopted enterprise cloud solutions, the field of fisheries management has lagged behind. However, the tide is about to change. Allow me to introduce the Fisheries Manager Cloud Service, the world's first enterprise service of its kind.
The Fisheries Manager introduces not only one, but 2 innovations. Firstly, it offers the first ever pre-built enterprise resource planning system, tailored for fisheries management, enabling a swift adoption of best practices in the field. Secondly, the Fisheries Manager is accessible as a cloud service, presenting the chance to eliminate capital costs and substantially reduce operating expenses compared to previous models. The service covers the entire spectrum of the fisheries value chain, from the frontline operations of beach management units to monitoring, control and surveillance, marine research, comprehensive statistics, and economic analyses. The wealth of invaluable data collected through the service plays a transformative role in evaluating the state of fish stocks, thoroughly observing fishing operations, and facilitating sustainable and well-informed management outcomes. Data-driven platforms introduce a host of nearly real-time functionalities that facilitate vigilant oversight of compliance with fisheries regulations and have a pivotal role in combating illegal, unreported, and unregulated fishing practices. The platform facilitates collaboration across institutions, allowing multiple organizations to unite and work towards common goals. It establishes the foundation for overseeing fish populations across geographic borders, coordinating multinational and regional efforts in fisheries management. Deploying a cloud service and initiating data-driven fisheries management is a seamless procedure. With established policies and infrastructure, the Fisheries Manager can effortlessly integrate into existing systems and offer cross-institutional services at national or regional levels. Customers need not concern themselves with establishing local technical infrastructure, as the service includes all necessary components for secure and reliable operation over the Internet. With flexibility at its core, the Fisheries Manager can be tailored to match every organization's requirements and preferences. This empowers organizations to harness the power of the best tools available for effective fisheries governance, thereby expediting the digital revolution and transformation, creating a data-driven future workplace. Cloud approach presents a unique opportunity for fisheries to rethink strategies, reimagine organizational structures, streamline workflows, consolidate siloed data, and cultivate a dynamic and modern work environment for the future, with constant 24/7 support. Cloud providers guarantee uninterrupted business operations and seamless functionality.
We began with a question: how do we transition from encountering fish at the front line to having comprehensive overview and all the necessary statistical and management tools for our fisheries? This groundbreaking innovation enables nations worldwide to replicate Iceland's incredible achievements in fisheries management. The Icelandic approach, once limited to a privileged few due to the high costs, is now accessible to any nation willing to embrace this transformative technology. I invite you to join us on this exciting journey towards a sustainable future for our oceans, where data-driven fisheries management will lead the way. Together, we can ensure that our oceans thrive, our livelihoods endure, and our planet flourishes.